This edition of Cronkite Sports Live, Sun Devil Volleyball continues their rampage through the pack as they celebrate a sweep of Stanford.
Sun Devil football rang the victory bell against a Pac-12 opponent for the first time this season. We'll recap the game and take a look ahead at what's up next up north.
The Conference of Champions gets set for its finale on the hardwood. Stay tuned to meet all the new faces around the pack. All this and so much more on Cronkite Sports Live. Marta Levinska led the way for the Sun Devils again, but she didn't do it without the supporting cast. Yeah, she led the way with 17 kills, 12 digs. Mary Scholl tied for the game lead, 12 digs as well. Shannon Shields, 28 assists. The setter's been spectacular. And how about Roberta Habello? 21 total attacks. She just kept firing. Our WCSN volleyball reporter Jacob Shanker was at Mullet Arena on Sunday during ASU volleyball's second top 5 upset of the season, and now he joins us in studio. Jacob, what were the biggest factors for ASU that helped propel them to the win against the Cardinal?
On the season is now also the most wins this century and 6th highest in program history.
And they still have a handful of games to go. One of the biggest contributors for the Sun Devils on Sunday was the senior opposite hitter, Marta Levinska, who has since been named the Pac-12 and NCAA National Player of the Week. But who are some of the other key players that stepped up big in this one? Now, a big matchup is coming up on Sunday against USC, and two of the most high-powered offensive threats in the country will be involved. What is there to expect in the matchup between Skylar Fields and Marta Levinska? Well, should be a good end to the LA road trip. Thanks, Jacob, very much. And while ASU prepares for another battle on the court, tonight one of its players has turned to her battles off the court to help drive her success. Our Leilani Fire Tag profiles senior middle blocker Maddie McLaughlin and her battle with Lyme's disease.
Brooks, an increase in touches led to him finishing with his best day in the maroon and gold, Ben.
Brooks had 31 all-purpose yards and a touchdown before Cam Scadaboo even touched the field on ASU's second-to-last play of the first quarter against Washington State on Saturday. Yet Scadaboo still had his best game in an Arizona State uniform, despite only playing basically 3/4 of the game. Who knew that increased depth could lead to success for the Sun Devils? Brooks returned from a month-long injury in the loss to Washington and accounted for 63 yards on the ground. Fast forward a week later back in Tempe, and the Chandler, Arizona native had a career night rushing for 67 yards on 11 carries and not one, not two, but 3 touchdowns for the maroon and gold. While Cam Scadaboo has been the name to talk about thanks to his dynamic play this season, maybe we should be talking about Brooks a little bit more. The redshirt junior won 3 state championships under ASU running backs coach Sean Aguano at Chandler High School and appeared in every single game for Cal last season before transferring back home. After making his decision to transfer, Brooks said he was all in on activating the Valley and fits right into Kenny Dillingham's model, where he wants both running backs to have over 800 rushing yards every single season. Keep an eye on number 25 this weekend in Salt Lake. 2 weeks ago, ASU soccer was coming off the high of a huge victory over then-ranked number 11 USC. Since then, the Devils have lost 3 straight contests, dropped out of the national rankings, and slipped out of the top 25 of the NCAA RPI. For a status update on Graham Winkworth's squad that's looking for their first back-to-back tournament appearances since 2009 and 2010, we check in with Ryan Myers and Luke Galindo.
Very good defensive team and physical team. So we have our work cut out for us next Wednesday.
We are just 5 days away from the start of college basketball season as Bobby Hurley and Arizona State will open their season at the Barstool Sports Invitational in Chicago against Mississippi State. The Devils, who are trying to build on their NCAA tournament appearance from a year ago behind a troop of newcomers, have a loaded non-conference schedule to start the year. WCSN men's basketball reporter Justin DeHaas breaks it all down. Last season, Arizona State women's basketball finished the year with an easily forgettable 8-20 overall record and won just one Pac-12 conference game. Coach Natasha Adair has since brought in 8 newcomers, 4 of which you can see on your screen right now, and our Eastside Romero has more on the new-look Sun Devil squad. The Arizona State fall men's golf season is in the books, and the number 5 ranked team in the country by Golf Week did not finish outside the top 4 of any of the events they competed in. They wrapped up their fall earlier this week with a victory at the CPC Invitational at Cypress Point Club in Pebble Beach, and more on how they got the job done. Here's Aidan O'Neill.
Man, let's create new traditions. Let's create new traditions as Sun Devil fans, as football teams, new rivalries that we didn't think could even be created. That's what this opens it up for. So buy your season tickets for next year. Let's be excited to see UCF at home, right? And all those other opponents, but that's what it's about, new opportunity.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change. Earlier this week, the Big 12 Conference unveiled their football schedules for the 2024 through 2027 seasons, and with it comes the end of many of the annual Pac-12 matchup that we've become accustomed to, but also the blank canvas of new rivalries and traditions that will surely be created in the future. We've already seen a glimpse into the future, and I'm not talking about just football. Yes, Oklahoma State visited Mountain America this season, and the Sun Devils are slated to face the Cowboys for a third season in a row next fall, but ASU soccer met with Texas Tech in September, the now number 4 team in the nation. During the fall, ASU men's golf competed against 5 different schools that will be in the Big 12 next year, and don't forget ASU hockey, who might not be coming to the Big 12, but is playing Miami of Ohio, Denver, and Colorado College this season. 3 schools they will join in the ever so challenging NCHC next season, giving them much more stability after spending years traveling arguably more than any other team in college sports. The red carpets of LA and showers of Seattle are being traded in for the tumbleweaves of Lubbock, Texas, cornfields of Ames, Iowa, and hills of Lawrence, Kansas. Now, the markets of the Big 12 might not sound too exciting, but one thing is for sure. More eyes will be on the Sun Devils in a conference full of schools with passionate fan bases that are rich with game day traditions. Change can be hard, especially when it has to do with tradition, but as John F. Kennedy once said, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. And that's the way it is. At number 3, we head back over to Mullet Arena for some ASU volleyball. There's Mary Scholl with the dig, Shannon Shields with the set, and the Pac-12 Player of the Week, Marta Levinska, sends it down. She had 17 kills in the match to lead all players. And now our number 1 play of the week. This is match point against Stanford. Maddie McLaughlin sets down the short set from Shannon Shields as ASU gets their second top 5 sweep of the season. They are absolutely rolling. And that will do it for us on another edition of Cronkite Sports Live. For Kevin Malater and our so talented studio crew, we say so long. We'll see you again next week.